So for more on what we're learning in this hearing and the announcement this week that the IRS plans to restore employee bonuses for 2013, let's bring in Elise Viebeck, a staff writer at The Hill. The president would have us believe that all of this IRS stuff is much ado about nothing, not a smidgen of corruption, he says. But the folks on Capitol Hill were hearing a very different story today, Elise.
That's true, they were, and I think President Obama's handlers are probably kicking themselves for what he said. Smidgen of corruption was certainly a poor choice of words, given the ongoing investigation at DOJ, along with several out of Capitol Hill. So I think that this is an increasing headache for the administration. Many people thought that the story was over, that Republicans were going to drop the issue, but it's a very good one for them. It energizes their base, and so I think we're going to see a lot more activity come out of Capitol Hill this week and in the coming months.
Yeah, I mean, we heard testimony this morning from, again, ordinary Americans who just wanted to exercise their rights to free speech, their right to assemble, and they said they were squelched by one of the most powerful agencies of government.
That's exactly right, and you can hear the fear almost in their voices, and I think that tends to poison the well between Republicans and President Obama. Relationships are already at an all-time low, and this isn't going to help, particularly as the administration seeks to finalize rules that would actually curb the political activity allowed by these social welfare groups, these 501c4s. This has been a major priority for the administration, and right now we saw this morning that congressional Republicans and their leaders are saying that the administration should not finalize these rules because they contend it would continue the targeting by the IRS and codify it in a way. Up until
about 2010, those 501c4 organizations, when they put an application, they typically heard back from the IRS in 3 months or less. Now, all of a sudden, the IRS doesn't seem to be able to process at least those that belong to conservative groups.
That's exactly right. There are lots of anecdotes about longer wait times and about these questions that seem to go beyond the scope of what a normal IRS investigation of these groups would be in order to assess whether they deserve the tax benefit. Again, this is an ongoing headache for the Obama administration. Relationships are not good with Capitol Hill, and it's going to find it very difficult to finalize any kind of certainly centrist reform at this point of 501c4s because at this point Republicans have a large stake. They want to protect these groups' ability to not only speak but also to spend in elections. So we're going to have to see what happens, but with these kinds of anecdotes coming out of Capitol Hill, you can be sure that the story is not over.
Yeah, and then there's Barbara Bosserman, who is the Justice Department official who is supposed to be investigating the issues involving the IRS, gave $6,000 to the president's election campaigns.
That's right. And you would think that for an administration that tends to be very concerned with the optics of what it's doing and who its personnel are, you would think that they would have avoided appointing this woman merely as a gesture of respect toward Republicans, but that didn't happen. Now, of course, there is an argument to be made that she is a professional and that she can conduct her investigative duties regardless of her political views, that this is what she's trained professionally to do and that she should be able to do it with neutrality. But certainly Republicans don't believe that, and so I think it's going to be an issue as this investigation proceeds. Regardless of its results, people are going to question how they came about, how they were discovered. Yeah,
well, the IRS ought to be able to do its business with neutrality too, and it doesn't seem to be doing it that way these days, at least. Elise Viebeck from The Hill. Elise, thank you.